In fact, she has travelled extensively in Manipur, has been regularly filing reports from Manipur on polling there. Songam, if you could hear me now, high voter turnout despite incidents of violence and incidents of booth capturing as well. 82% is almost, if you compare to the last assembly elections, not very high. But how do you really sum up today's polling? Sakal, the developments in Manipur right now. Thank you so much for joining us, and we are slipping into a very short commercial break on Janadesh. When we'll come back, we'll give you the latest buzz on Punjab and Uttarakhand, and of course discussion with Pankaj Vora in the studio after this short break.
शाम 5 बजते ही पंजाब और हम अगर चुनावी जो पूरी तैयारियों की बात कर लें, जिस तरह से देखा जा रहा है मैदानों का दखल बढ़ा है, परिसीमन कितना बड़ा मुद्दा
Chief Ministerial candidate is concerned, and the way Khanduri has really shaped up in those circumstances when he was really brought. So how do you really look at the big picture? Is there a big electoral fight really?
The thing is that, Mr. Khanduri may have been projected by BJP, but they are supporters of the former Chief Minister, Mr. Nishant, who are, not working in his favor, and there is dissension within the BJP also.
Now, SAD versus Congress, but the triconia that we call it, the triangular contest, but is it really triangular? Are they really going to make any dent as far as SAD and Congress's stronghold in Punjab is concerned?
Traditionally during the last 40 years, Congress and Akalis have formed governments at alternate elections. And 2002 was Congress, 2007 was Akali Dal, and now
जरूरी है कि आप वोट जरूर दें, चाहे किसी दल को दें, और सलाह देता है। नमस्कार।
नमस्कार। First Indian to complete a career Grand Slam by lifting the Australian Open men's doubles. Pace teaming up with Stepanek stunned the top-seeded American pair of Bob and Mike Bryan 7-6, 6-2. The title is Pace's 13th slam overall. Pace, who also figures mixed doubles final tomorrow, now has a chance. First Belarusian to win a Grand Slam singles star, India. Australia completed the 4-0 washout of India by winning the final test by 298. This was for the second time down under that India had lost all 4 matches in a series. It was also India's second consecutive overseas washout after a similar story in England last year. Despite the top batting order failing miserably again and again, skipper Virendra Sehwag denied all the talk of burn. We are now joined by our sports correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya from the newsroom, who's been working on these 2 stories. First, Tapas, of course, let's talk about cricket. First let's talk about tennis, because we have more reasons to talk about that. Of course, history, Leander Pace, that's what he created. But then, don't you think the most dominant Bryan brothers, who have been actually dominated the Australian Open turf, and then this was not their day finally, and especially the way the wicket, of course, Leander Pace and Stepanek.
True, Sakal. You don't count out Bryan brothers. They are a force to reckon with in Australian Open. From 2008 onwards, they have been winning here constantly. So it was a very difficult task for Leander Pace and Stepanek to actually, so it was like 4th time lucky for Leander Pace, I would say. And hats off to him.
Hats off to him. You said 4th time lucky for Pace, but then you also in your report said it's the law of averages which caught up with Bryan brothers. But at the same time, very quickly, Tapas, since you've been following tennis so closely, now Pace, will luck favour him tomorrow as well? Because if he does it tomorrow, because he figures tomorrow into mixed doubles also, so we really hope India creates another history tomorrow at the Australian Open.
It will be creating history again. I would say 1999 he did the same thing. Yeah. I won't be surprised if he come back and much more fitter. He has the same zeal and same hunger in him to do well, and I'm pretty sure that he will not give his not give his 100%. He will be there right on the button from the very start, and he will like to get this again, this history repeating again. He would like to do that.
Okay, Tapas, now quickly on to cricket. Now India has managed to make its